Hey everyone, Matron here. It is Friday, which means the weekend and more StarCraft 2 commentaries. This time, our game is between SLush, spawning as the orange Zerg, and Kiwikaki, spawning as the yellow Protoss. This will be Game 1 in a best-of-7 series between these two players as part of the Gosu Gamers King of the Hill competition. We did see Kiwikaki take a game off Hydra, one of the top Zerg in the world, in the MLG DC tournament. He used some great Warp Prism, Immortal, and Zealot play, a good timing attack which was able to surprise and beat Hydra. I've cast a game of SLush before, as he did take down Select in one of those MLG DC games as well. Select, one of the top Terran players. We'll see which strategy SLush does try to employ against Kiwikaki, the Protoss player, as Kiwikaki is known for his creative builds. Looks like he's sending out a early scout here after the 9 pylon at the start, or the front of the base. Again, he will be able to wall off this ramp and prevent any sort of Zergling run by with that first gateway and perhaps cybernetic score. He is going to send out this early scout though, and that may be to try to deny the early expansion of SLush. On this jungle basin map, SLush and other Zergs are able to fast expand here because of the backdoor rocks. This expansion is very well protected against an early rush from the Protoss or Terran players. We do see SLush opting for the 14 pool instead of the hatch, and Kiwikaki's just going to sit right here with this probe and try to prevent any sort of expansion, or at least delay it. We do see the drone of SLush making his way into Kiwikaki's base. Going to work on this one pylon here, as there's not much to see in the early build of a Protoss player. He did go gateway to start, and just now getting up his gas as well. So we see Kiwikaki throwing down a pylon in this spot. The SLush is going to have to produce some Zerglings to take down that pylon before he can expand there. Again, the longer you can delay that expansion from the Zerg player, the better off you are. The expansion is going to give him not only an economic boost, but just more larvae to work with early in the game. So we see the second building coming from Kiwikaki. It is going to be the cybernetic score. So pretty standard build. He does have this assimilator working. He's going to have the 100 gas available once that cybernetic score comes up to produce both a stalker to deny this drone scout and start that warp gate tech. So we see the Zerglings were produced by SLush here. I'll throw up the production tab. He's going to be working on this pylon, trying to take it down, positioning his drone for this expansion. He has saved up, and we see that is going to sidecap Kiwikaki for just a moment. So as this cybernetic score comes up, you'd usually like to be producing a stalker, but Kiwikaki had to start that zealot early when he saw that pylon was about to go down, or else he would just not be able to produce any sort of unit early on. He is producing another pylon here and did throw down that forge, so his initial build might have been thrown off a little bit since that pylon did go down. This drone is going to be able to stay in Kiwikaki's base for much longer than it would have earlier until he's able to get out that the stalker, which is coming now. So we see these Zerglings moving across the field for SLush. They're going to see what they can see at the front of the base here, but this Zealot is in good position to block off any sort of run by and pressure. Hatchery is about halfway done for SLush here. He is getting up a Baneling nest, so we may see some sort of bust. He does have a second queen prepared, throwing down a creep tumor. He's going to be able to connect these two bases with creep as soon as he can, or he will want to as soon as he can. It's going to help defend against any sort of pressure at his back door here. We did see the Zerglings go up there. It looks like he might have lost one, poking at that Zealot. See a good Overlord placement. He's going to be able to see this expansion as soon as it goes up for Kiwikaki. This probe has pulled back for Kiwikaki. He may be throwing down some sort of forward pylon here to proxy in some units, as he is working on the warp gate tech about complete, and 2 more gateways, so we will be on 3 gates. He's also working on this +1 weapons. I wonder if that was in response to the killed pylon early on as well, as he might have had a little bit of gas saved up and needed to use it, perhaps sinking it into that level 1 weapon upgrade. Looks like these gateways and warp gate tech are going to be finished about the same time as these level 1 upgrades, and he's now thrown down a pylon. He's going to be able to warp in into the back door of SLush here. This is great timing. Everything's coming up all at once. We see the warp gate tech, the level 1, and the 3 gateways are all going to be as soon as this pylon comes up. So great timing here. We'll see if he is going to warp in some Zealots to try to pressure this natural expansion of SLush. SLush does have 6 Zerglings, 6 Banelings, and a few more Zerglings on the way. So we'll see what he's able to do against these Zealots. The Zealots are going to be able to two-shot these Zerglings as soon as they come in. These Banelings are going to be able to do a lot of damage, but they just don't have enough explosive power to take on these Zealots. He's going to do as much as he can with these Zerglings, as we see 3 more Zealots coming in. Now 5 Zealots at the back door. We see a bunch of those Banelings, 4 of them going off here. Not taking down any Zealots though they are quite low, as Kiwikaki's going to have to micro these Zealots. He is able to take down that first spine crawler there, and may be able to focus down this queen as well. As the Zerg player is not going to be able to get to this pylon, as it is protected by these rocks and the long travel distance. So more Zealots are coming in, shredding through these Zerglings best they can. We do see the first queen here from the main has come down to help. The low queen, we need to try to focus that down as the Protoss player. This front queen does still have full health. We see a natural coming for Kiwikaki here as well. So it looks like he's going to take this opportunity to throw up that natural. So we see more units coming in for Kiwikaki. A split, a bunch of Zerglings going to be coming to the back door here and going to try to take down this pylon. Looks like instead they're first going to take down that probe. So we see 6 Zealots in this natural now, and just not enough Zerglings and Banelings to take this on, especially with the +1 upgrade. The Zealots may be able to try to focus down this hatchery here, as the Banelings are just not very effective with the shields and high HP of these Zealots. 150 shields plus HP, those Banelings are just not able to eat through that. As we see, this hatchery may go down, these 4 remaining Zealots. These queens do have enough energy to transfuse, and as we see 1 transfuse going off, a 2nd transfuse, a 3rd transfuse. So these Zealots are going to do their best to try to take down this hatchery. One last gasp effort as these Broodlings do come up, and these Zealots are going to go down. The pylon did go down, but he was able to take down that hatchery. So all these drones with nothing to do, he's going to have to sink another 300 minerals into a 2nd hatchery here, and then he's going to have to do some long distance mining as well. So Kiwikaki with great play there, he was able to warp in over that little bit of gap, and he was able to protect that pylon with those destructible rocks and do a lot of damage with those opening Zealots and the +1 upgrade especially. Great sense here from Kiwikaki. He knows that SLush has all the units on the map right now, and he is getting up a photon cannon to protect these backdoor rocks. So he's able to use that attack not only to take down the opening expansion of SLush, but to establish his own, and a little bit of map control as well. He does have these rocks protected. He does have his front door protected. He has these sentries here. They will be able to block off any sort of pressure at the front door, any sort of roach pressure that SLush may try. So we see SLush now getting up a Spire and a Stargate almost complete for Kiwikaki. He's warping in another 3 gateways as well, so he will soon be on 6 gates and a Stargate, working on the level 1 ground weapon or ground armor upgrade as well. I think SLush is a little bit